Well, I'm getting a good shot of Ronnie's temple. We're gonna we have the jump drive in, and we're gonna start the tractor up, and then we're going to discuss products. The products really do need to have their parameters defined, and I know parameters is a big word. It's big for me too, and I shouldn't be using it because I can't spell it. But what I mean by parameters is the minimum rate and maximum rate and the default rate of each seed, of each fertilizer, of each item that you're going to record. So what we do is we get started up and we get these warnings, of course, that we all do, and we just let them go through. We go to Toolbox, and then on the bottom you scroll over until you find the word product. Okay, now it shows up blank, and the product name that Ronnie's going to select, and I think the first one we're going to pick is a fertilizer, would it be his starter. So 1034O, we got to change the form from bulk seed to liquid, and from generic to fertilizer. Now the default rate is 0. For goodness sakes, don't do that. Put in how many gallons an acre you're going to flat rate. Now the delta app rate is how much it'll change if you hit the delta button. So it'll change from 1 gallon either up or down, and that's fine. The minimum application rate, Ronnie's going to put 3 in, and the maximum should not be the same as the default, so he's going to put 10. The reason those are in there is they're warnings. If you drop below 3 or get above 10, you're going to get a warning that you're out of range for that application, and that means something's going on that you need to check.
They also have to be set or it won't plant, or it will not put out any.
Yeah, if you have a default rate of 0, you could plant all day and never lose a gallon of fertilizer. So that needs to be set. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select a corn variety. And so Ronnie's going to pick a corn variety. And that one already has an established default rate. The minimum is 16, the maximum is 34, which are well outside the range for any of his fields. Now the default rate is what he's comfortable planting at a flat rate. What I recommend is you use the field average, and you can do what you want, but the field average, it'll always go to that if you lose GPS or if you get outside a boundary. And the field average is found on the map in the book that I sent to you. Now Ronnie's going to pull up a variety that does not have any rates. So he's going to put in his default and his maximum and minimum. Now,
the biggest thing I believe is to make sure you put them in for every variety before you do anything else.
So Ronnie says this is the first step. Do it for every variety while you're sitting here. And any variety you add, you have to do it for them too, and this is where you would add them. Now we're going to stop, and we're going to make sure you get this done, and then the next one is going to be where it gets recorded under the work condition. Okay, I'm recording.
We're going to choose a run screen and decide what field we're going to plant. I've chosen this farm and this field. Now that I've chosen this farm and this field, I need to dedicate which product I'm going to plant on that field. So I go to back and I go to work condition. And in work condition, I'm going to choose to plant. I go to select and I'm going to go plant with liquid because my whole planter is going to be one corn product. If you're going to split plant, you'd go to left-right plant with liquid. But for this, I am going to be choosing plant with liquid.
And Ronnie, where do you find that work condition? What button do you find it under?
Well, the work condition, you go back here, it's on your main screen.
Okay, and then hit that. And then how do you get to the, what button are you on now?
Well,
The,
you gotta choose.
layer button?
You choose your work condition. Your plant with liquid.
You're on the layer button?
No. Oh yeah, I am on layer button.
That's what's important to know is
Yeah.
where you put this.
Yeah, it's under layer.
It's under layer, not seed, under layer.
Because here, I've got one product that's seed and one product that is liquid fertilizer. And anyway, it's going to be a prescription
For the seed.
for the seed, and no prescription for my fertilizer.
Okay,
But anyway, I've chosen these products
for that field.
for that field. Then you go back, of course, and before if you start, you go to performance, go to your RX setup, go to prescription for your planning. Francis wrote the prescription that day, put that in.
And there's the average.
There is the average if you want to put that in on your, when you're loading your product too. But I'm choosing no prescription under my second layer, but my seed layer, we are going to be running a prescription. Then you just go back, go to your run screen.
Now where does that variety going to show up on? Which run screen do you have that
I
variety?
do not have it on.
Oh, you don't have it on there. Okay.
That's why I just,
Okay, go to the run 4, would you? Run page 4. Oh, there's the field. Now you can look at the legend
yeah,
and you can adjust those numbers as you want to,
right.
so that the colors change and stuff, and that's something you also have to set is the legend.
Right.
And you can also select the layer. I always like to run with the prescription layer in the color. So if you select layer and you go down to RX style and it's color, that's always a pretty good one because then you get different colors of the field. Now they are not going to match the printed map. There's just no chance of that ever happening. So anyway, I think we're going to stop right now. That variety, in order to be recorded in that field, has to be entered in the work condition in the layer that has seed on it.